Good luck!
Hello people, Mongoose again, and it's time for another random 10s video, and this time it's 10 terrible enemy names in video games. Okay then, number 10 is Big Boss from Metal Gear.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Not the Metal Gear Solid series, I don't want to reference Big Boss from then, but if we kind of think back to the original Metal Gear game on the MSX and then of course the NES, the main villain in that game was Big Boss, and obviously in the Metal Gear Solid series he went on to do a lot of things. Big Boss's real name is John, but the name John just doesn't seem to cut it as a main villain in a Metal Gear game, so obviously Kojima had to rename it to something a bit more badass, and obviously decided to really stretch his imagination with Big Boss. So yeah, number 10, it's Big Boss. Okay, number 9 is Mongoose the Fat from Slaughter Sport, or Mongoose Fight Palace, or Tongue of the Fat Man, however it's going. Mongoose is like an alien who holds like an intergalactic slaughter sport. Obviously he's the main big bad boss of the whole fighting game. I'll not get into Slaughter Sport, it's a terrible game, but needless to say that Mongoose the Fat Man is a bit of a looker.
Welcome to the Fight Palace.
Now the guy has a face, you know, lips, eyes and nose in his stomach and his belly, but you know, that means nothing. The guy's a bit chubby, so therefore he should be known as Mongoose the Fat. Yeah, again, really lack of imagination and just a really stupid and over the top really name. Bad enemy name in a bad fighting game, Mongoose the Fat. Right then, number 8 is Pizza Pasta from Punch-Out.
Pizza pasta!
Now that seems a little prejudiced just to name your Italian boxer after some food from Italy. It's like naming a Mexican boxer taco burrito or something.
Burrito, burrito, taco, taco. Fulfill all your wishes with my taco flavored teases. Taco, taco.
And yeah, there was just so many other ways you could have offended Italians other than making food jokes and references. But I mean, like I say, it's not the first time Nintendo will have offended Italians, really, is it?
It's me, Mario. Woohoo!
Yeah, that's just offensive. Okay then, number 7 is Death Adder from the Golden Axe series. Now, I mentioned macho stupidity as far as names go in my last 10 video. This is no different, Death Adder. I mean, basically, it sounds like he was named, it was some kid naming like a World of Warcraft character or something.
This is Agathor, my mighty warrior character. I've spent 4 years developing him into the most dangerous fighter in the entire kingdom of Krathnor.
Talking about macho stupidity, I mean, there's a hell of a lot of that going on in Golden Axe. I mean, just check out the box art. Macho stupidity or homoeroticism? You choose. Number 6, Sluggy the Unshaven from Yoshi's Island 2. Now, Sluggy is a translucent slug with a hairy heart. And of course he's unshaven. What kind of slug is shaven? I mean, are they out there with Gillette sponsorship deals or something?
You can see it on his face. He has run the human race.
You can see when a
Slug
has the best shave. He uses Gillette sensor.
Slugs.
Nothing more needs to be said. He's an unshaven slug called Sluggy the Unshaven. Okay then, number 5, I'm going to reference the Legend of Zelda series, and not for the first time in this list anyway, but first things first, what is this? That's right, and what is this? Correct. Now you see the difference, but apparently Miyamoto didn't see the difference and decided to name the snake enemies in his game ropes. I mean, that's just completely ridiculous to me. They are snakes, call them snakes, or some variation on a snake, a cobra, a python, something along those lines. I mean, why rope? It just makes no sense. I mean, I get that a snake and a rope are kind of similar in their form and stuff, but it just makes no sense to me, and it's just one of the stupidest enemy names ever.
Well, excuse me, princess.
This is where the Zelda fans attack us in the comments. Right, we're at number 4, and this time it's Eggman from the Sonic series. Now, I've got no problem with the name Eggman. He very much resembles an egg and such like. But my problem with the name is, when I was growing up, I always knew Eggman as Dr. Robotnik.
You win, Robotnik.
And he was always referred to as Robotnik. Until, well, I'm not sure. I think it was like in the late 90s, early 2000s. I do know he was always named Eggman or Robotnik Eggman or some variation of that in Japan and stuff. But over here, he was very much pushed as Dr. Robotnik, and that's how I knew him, you know. And in later games, obviously, he was just introduced and thrust upon us as Eggman. When, you know, after 10 years of being referred to as Dr. Robotnik, they just started calling him Eggman, and there was no kind of mention of Robotnik. It was just like, what? No, that's not Eggman, it's Robotnik. So, I mean, it's not really stupid, but to me, just how the name change in the West was handled was just really, really daft, because obviously, well, I don't think I'm the only one that was a bit confused.
Did he say what I thought he said?
Okay, we're at number 3 already, and this time it's King K. Rool from the Donkey Kong Country series.
Hail to King K. Rool! Hail to King K. Rool!
Now, King K. Rool is the main adversary of Donkey Kong in the Donkey Kong Country series, or Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong if you like. And basically, it's a hilarious pun on the word cruel. Get it? K. Rool? Cruel. There's a fine line between a funny pun and an absolutely stupid pun, and King K. Rool is definitely the latter.
Looky here, look what I got.
It's completely ridiculous. Right then, number 2, the first one that I actually like, but it's just so stupid and ridiculous, I've got to put it in there, but it's so stupid and ridiculous, it's absolutely brilliant. It's Bob the Killer Goldfish from Earthworm Jim.
It is I, your master, the mighty Bob, Lord of all I survey.
Now, Bob is a goldfish, as his name suggests, but he's no normal goldfish. He actually commands an army of feline minions.
Dramatic gesture, do the dramatic gesture. Go forth, my aquatic minions. Go forth and destroy, destroy, destroy.
And it's just such a mental premise for a character name, you know, Bob the Killer Goldfish, but it just suits the Earthworm Jim universe so well. So, you know, it makes the list because it's completely and utterly stupid, but it's a fantastic stupid, and I actually love Bob the Killer Goldfish. Fantastic character and an amazing enemy name from Earthworm Jim.
If only I weren't stuck in this stupid bowl, I'd conquer the universe.
Okay then, number 1, P-Hats from the Legend of Zelda series. P-Hats? 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 What? P-Hats? P-Hats? What is it with bloody Legend of Zelda? Enemy names being absolutely ridiculous. First it's snakes being ropes, and now it's P-Hats? I mean, it's just a totally ridiculous name for an enemy. Is it a P-shaped hat? Is it a hat-shaped P? Is it a hat that you piss in? What the hell's a P-Hat? It's just a totally ridiculous enemy name that just boggles the mind. Like, I don't understand where the hell you're getting P-Hat from. It just sounds wrong on so many levels. I mean, I know I said with Bob the Killer Goldfish there was, you know, stupidly fantastic names, but this is just completely and utterly just stupid. I mean, I just don't get it. What were they thinking when they chose the name P-Hats? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. P-Hats! Right, then that's just about it for this time. We've discovered some terrible enemy names in video games. I also did a video a few weeks ago, terrible character names in video games, so if you've enjoyed this, you might want to check that video out. I'll link it in the description. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. Bye!